Hey there, today we are talking Doctor Who, and before we go any further, I got two guests with me. I got my beautiful daughter Cassandra and my handsome son Matthew, and they're both Doctor Who fans. She's more of a modern day Doctor Who fan, and he's more of a classic Doctor Who fan. So who's your favorite Doctor? Yes?
Conflicted between two.
And they are?
David Tennant and Matt Smith.
And yours?
Tom Baker.
Tom Baker is also my favorite Doctor as well. And I was conflicted between him and Jan Pertwee for a while. But right now, we're going to talk about the fifth Doctor. Tom Baker had done a 7-year run on Doctor Who, and as we spoke in the last video, his run went over many producers. The most prolific probably being the Hinchcliffe, Philip Hinchcliffe with of course with Robert Holmes, and we'd see Douglas Adams in this era writing in Doctor Who. And he probably would produce as well, except he got more popular with the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And it ended up with John Nathan Turner, who was a very big Doctor Who fan, and he would pretty much be the guy that ran the series for the rest of it. And when every year Tom Baker would say, "Well, I've done it for a while now, I guess I should go," and everybody said, "No, don't go. Well, let's talk about this." Till it came to this season, and he said, "Well, I guess I've done it for a while now. Maybe I shouldn't do it next series." And they were like, nobody said a word. And so Tom Baker left because he had another Doctor in mind. Now, this Doctor would be different from the rest in that, for a change, the Doctor, and this would be nothing new for nowadays fans, but the Doctor would be younger, much younger. The Doctor would be played by somebody that was famous for another series at the time. At the time, there was a series on called All Creatures Great and Small. That was a popular light show, and it was very, very big at the time. And then there was this very young, dashing, klutzy veterinarian, played by a young actor named Peter Davison. And much to people's shock, and to some people's chagrin, Peter Davison was announced as the person taking over from Tom Baker. And needless to say, many people thought at the time he's too young to play the Doctor. It's much like the controversy now with Peter Capaldi. It was like he's too old to play the Doctor, because it's gone in a different direction. But basically, Peter Davison came in a 3-serial story arc. It was the Keeper of Traken, right? Keeper of Traken, followed by Logopolis. This was the Return of the Master, by the way. Logopolis showed the ending of Tom Baker's character and the introduction of Peter Davison's, and he was changed from the Doctor in a very different way this time, and he would never do this again. We would see a character, a Watcher type character, that was with a very white, cocoony type face, basically follow the Doctor around, Tom Baker's Doctor around, till the end of the episode, when the Doctor falls from a big height and lands to his death, where of course he's going to regenerate again. Then this Watcher character comes down and merges with the Doctor, and it turns out that the Watcher character is actually the Doctor all along, and this is how he regenerates this time. He's watching and waiting to regenerate. He regenerates. There's a blinding flash of light as he goes into as he emerges into the fourth Doctor and comes out as the fifth Doctor, Peter Davison. And he stands up and gives one of his impish smiles that we would see so often on the series All Creatures Great and Small. Now, Peter Davison didn't get off to a good start, I don't think, in my personal opinion. His first Cast Survival wasn't the best, but he was finding his way as the Doctor. One of the things and biggest complaints you're going to find with Peter Davison is that as a Doctor, a lot of people don't find him the most memorable. They find that
He's not even existent.
They find that his companions had more story than him, and I was pretty much on the same mindset for most of the time. But again, we have to remember that Peter Davison became Doctor Who after Tom Baker, who epitomized the role of Doctor Who. That's pretty big shoes to fill. They couldn't go the flashy way that they'd gone with Tom Baker, because basically Tom Baker was such an eccentric character in real life that they had to go farther away from that in hopes that they could keep the fan base by doing something completely different. And one of the things he did was make the companions an integral part in the series. So he probably had in my opinion, the most companions in the ship at one time. It was overcrowded with companions. And it happened again in the new series. He started out with, who did he have again? Tegan?
Yeah,
Nissa? Turlough? Sarah?
The chameleon.
The community.
That was.
Oh, yes, it was him. It was horrible.
I don't know if he had long commitments with it. I
Community
don't remember anything about him though, because nobody does. Tom Baker died. He regenerated. There was a blur, and then suddenly the Doctor was strangling
Perry.
Perry.
Okay.
It was Perry as well.
So, do you remember Peter Davison? No, have you seen him restore something? He was a young doctor. You'd have liked him at the time. He was a cute doctor. Your mom's favorite doctor was Peter Davison.
He wore celery.
He was, yeah. The celery was explained later in the series. The celery was explained that he wore the celery to find of toxic gas. If the celery would die, and you would know that there was poison in the antiquity. This would come in handy in case of Androzani.
That's
And
a really good idea.
and the thing is that
Yeah, you should wear celery on your shirt.
No, I mean, like, because of the celery.
Well, I love celery.
Really smart.
if I had celery on my shirt, it would last for like 3
Like-
seconds because I would
like-
eat the stuff.
Like before they build houses now, they put this like type of tree fungus vine stuff that grows around in the area to see if there's anything there, like anything in the air, so they shouldn't build houses there.
That's a good idea. Now, favorite Peter Davison episode, and I'm putting 2 in here, and there's a reason. My favorite Peter Davison episode, bar none, is The Caves of Androzani. This would be, again, his last episode in the introduction of Colin Baker. It was.
Of course, your favorite is the last episode.
It's a 2-disc set, by the way, guys, and it's really, really worth getting. There is a great documentary in here. A lot of great stuff. But anyway,
Need a bunch of comments, but people out here.
yeah, Peter Davison was one of those guys that was more of an action-filled doctor. There was more fighting with Peter Davison. There was rolling over, picking up a gun and putting it at the Cyberman. That happened during Peter Davison.
Pointed at Davros, didn't
Yeah, Peter Davison. Yeah.
he? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he pointed at Davros.
This is the doctor that had a companion die, that he could not sing. And this is really only the second time it's really happened. But it's the first time it really happened when the companion was actually a real companion that was there for a while. And this would be the companion that we forgot to mention, guys. Adric.
Adric, okay.
Adric,
I
who
kept
was
thinking, I was like, one of them died. Who was it?
Adric, who had pretty much the Will Wheaton Star Trek Next Generation syndrome of being the annoying young character that nobody actually liked at the time, including, unfortunately, some of the people that acted with him in the series. So, Caves of Androzani, if you haven't got this one, this is one you really should get. It's got a great villain, a great story, and Perry is one of the most. She's cute, she's gorgeous, and she is definitely, at this time, she was the sex symbol of Doctor Who, and she would remain the biggest sex symbol of the original Doctor Who series. Perry.
Yeah.
Most of the time you see Perry, she's wearing either shirts with the midriff cut out, or the first time she was on it, she had a bikini.
Yeah.
She was actually very, very much the poster girl.
Everybody likes it, even Space Caveman.
Yep. Now, here's the thing. The 50th anniversary is here, and they're doing a story with David Tennant, Billy Piper's character Rose, and the new Dr. Matt Smith. And that's the way they celebrate the 50th anniversary. Well, Moffat, I'm really not impressed. I'm so not freaking impressed with that. But you know what did impress me? 25 years ago, when the 25th anniversary was done during Peter Davison's reign, and it was done right. The 5 Doctors. This is not within any season. This was a movie-length episode that was in between series, and it has Peter Davison, John Pertwee, the 3rd Doctor, Patrick Troughton, Doctor number 2. It kind of has Tom Baker in like one scene because he really wouldn't come back for it, so he used a scene from a previously done unreleased episode called Shot Up. And because William Hartnell was dead, they had to recast the 1st Doctor, and they recast him well with Richard Hurdnall, who I think they saw on episode Blake 7, and he had a resemblance to William Hartnell. This is the way you do a 25th episode 25th anniversary. This is how you do an anniversary. You bring back the doctors. You don't ignore the history of Doctor Who, which I don't care how many monsters you put in the 50th episode of Doctor Who. If I'm not going to see one of those damn original doctors in that 50th Doctor Who episode, I'm pissed.
I've heard rumors that he may be trying to hide it, but
he better be hiding it, because Moffat, you are doing no favors for me right now, because you have one of the strongest acting doctors with Matt Smith, who was very good with the physical. He was very good doing the doctor, but you know what? You didn't give him the strongest storylines, and the overarching stories really left a lot to be desired, and which is a real shame, because Matt Smith is going to leave the doctor with very little to be able to say, okay, this is my legacy as the doctor. He has no legacy.
He had the silent storyline, which amounted to Slenderman rip-offs. He had the Crack in Time, which...
What was it? Did we ever find out what that was?
No, we never really understood what it was.
But here's the thing. And I didn't mean to go on a rant during Peter Davison's one, but I did.
You never liked Peter Davison?
Get this. And you know what's really cool about this? Tennant loved Davison.
Yeah, there was an episode.
Tennant loved Davison so much that actually they did a little mini episode together. Where, and also, Peter Davison's daughter actually played in the series.
Jenny.
She was Jenny.
You may not remember her because she never came back after her cliffhanger ending.
Yes, that's true. She was the doctor's daughter. And she is now married to David Tennant.
Awkward,
but very true. So there's 2 doctors in that family. And what's very cool about this DVD set has an Easter egg.
Does it?
Yes, it does.
I like Easter eggs.
And the Easter egg on this DVD set is a hidden commentary.
Ooh.
Yes, on the actual first disc, you will find a hidden commentary of David Tennant.
Oh.
Talking about Doctor Who.
I should mention this before we stop. My favorite stuff from him, I listened to a few of the audiobooks.
Earthshock I don't have, or that would be on the list here. There would be 3.
I think it was called City of the Dead.
Yeah.
It's not one of the audiobooks. That was the one I listened to him on. He did really good with the audiobooks. I still don't remember a thing about his run on Doctor Who because it's so forgettable.
I think you really got to rewatch him again and give him another chance. But the thing is, yes, it's true. A lot of these guys, by the way, Baker recently started doing audios again. Davison has done some great audios. Unfortunately, John Pertwee, Patrick Trout, and William Hartnell are no longer around to do the Big Finish audios. But if you're a Doctor Who fan, you really owe it to yourself to pick up some of those Big Finish audios. If you haven't watched any Doctor Who recently, I think she's going to fall asleep within the video here. Then I really recommend you do so. Peter Davison has some great audios. If you're waiting for Doctor Who to come back on the air and you wonder what to do in the meantime, check out the audios. You will not be disappointed. Thanks for watching. This has been the Peter Davison episode. And right now, guys, my throat is kind of parched and I'm feeling for something. What could I be feeling for?
Sleep?
No, it's not it. It's
Jelly
you.
Time for cricket? I don't know.
Cricket. Yes, he did like cricket.
Time for celery?
Time for celery. I don't have any celery, but you know what I do have?
What?
I have a delicious amber drink.
Oh.
It's time for tea, guys.